Ange, how are you?
Good, mate.
I can't imagine too many times in your career you've been under this sort of pressure, this sort of scrutiny where people are literally saying every week after you have a performance which yields a defeat that you're maybe lucky still to be in a job. How are you dealing with that on a personal
Not
basis?
you, though, and you're still rock solid. You're okay. Yes, no? You're still rock solid by me, mate?
I don't know. I mean,
oh, you don't know? Okay, I've lost you as well.
I could
I
be
thought you'd be the
tomorrow.
last one standing for me, mate. If I've lost you, I must be in trouble. It doesn't affect me. It never has. It never will. My view on my role has never been about self-preservation or security. It's about trying to achieve, and I'm still in the position where we can do that. You suggest there's a running commentary on me at the moment, which is not surprising considering our league position. I don't have to sort of respond to that or get involved in that. It just doesn't interest me. It doesn't affect me. What is important to me is I have the responsibility to, as I said, people can choose to ignore it, but we're in a great position to still achieve something really special this year. I'm going to push this group of players and everyone at the club to not lose sight of the fact that this is a tough spot we're in, but the possibilities of us doing something special are still there. If we work our way through it.
A lot's been written and said after Sunday. An ugly defeat, and the fans aren't happy. How much pressure are you feeling going into this game?
Me personally. No different to any other game, mate. It's a game we want to win, and we'll go into it with the same intent. And it's a competition we've done really well in to be in a great position, and we want to solidify that position, finish in the top 8. So that's in our hands tomorrow night. A win makes it certain. The draw's probably going to be good enough as well, and I think finishing the top 8 for us is hugely important because it gives us a good foothold in the tournament, but also gives us a couple of weeks where we don't have midweek games, which at this point where we're at is really important.
And what would your message be to angry Spurs fans who weren't happy after Sunday?
My message would be to all Spurs fans, because I represent them all, not just the angry ones that you're referring to or maybe you're talking to. All Spurs fans is that, we're working hard to turn this around. Obviously, we know the situation, notwithstanding the fact that the possibilities and opportunities in these in the second half of the season are still very much in our hands to capitalise on and still make it a successful season. Thanks.
Yeah, hi, Ange. Great to see you. We saw Mickey van der Ven out there training today. Is he okay to play again finally? And can you say anything about the fitness of Sarr, Romero and Maddison?
I can say everything that you asked for. Okay, team use wise, probably easier to go with who's coming in at the moment. Mickey's good. He's good to go. So we'll try and get him some match minutes tomorrow. That's the plan. See how much we can get out of him tomorrow. But he's good to go. He's had a good sort of week, 10 days training with the team and in good condition. So he's fine. In terms of the other guys, Matters has got a calf strain, so he's probably 2 or 3 weeks for us. They picked that up sort of at the Hoffenheim game, which was a week ago almost. Pape's okay. He's still got a little bit of a niggle, but he's okay to and available. Biss is available. I think that's it for tomorrow night at this stage. Are we doing translating?
No.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
So I don't know if I was there, Christian Romero, how close is
Yeah, Cootie's still a bit of a slow burner. We're just mindful his injury was a bit different, and he's still got to tick a few boxes. So not sort of for the horizon at the moment in terms of this weekend. We'll see how it goes after.
What's it been like for you? I mean, throughout this injury crisis, do you see a physio come and give you some news and running the other direction?
No, it's well chronicled. Look, some of it. Look, obviously early in the year it was a different issue. Earlier in the year we were kind of dealing with some issues around guys coming back and getting injured, but sort of since probably late November, it's been logical that, you know, with the workload of the players, that we're going to get some niggles along the way, and people picking up things, and you know, that's I think a natural consequence, and it's not something that really we could do much about, obviously. So, you know, it hasn't been you know, something that, you know, you're kind of surprised by. Just give him a chance to settle into a new culture, new environment, new league, new country, a whole range of things. He's very young, and we feel like he needs to kind of be allowed to settle in. And you know, with our current situation, the last thing I want to do is throw in another young player. We've got enough that we're exposing, and they're doing awfully well. You know, he's obviously a long-term investment for the football club, and we just got to do the right thing by him.
100%. You could win 3 trophies, and you're in a good position in the League Cup, and obviously in this competition as well. And given all that, are you a little bit, I'm going to choose my words carefully here, do you think you've had enough backing from the board this January so that you can push on and deliver those trophies?
I think I've said all along is that everyone's trying their utmost. I don't think anyone's working against me. I don't think anyone wants me to fail. I think everyone genuinely at the football club, I think I said after the weekend that, you know, it's, in this kind of situation, it's a tough gig being a manager, because you can be very isolated, you can be very vulnerable. I don't feel that. I think the playing group, the people I work with, you know, are doing their utmost to try and help me, you know, guide us through this. I don't feel like anyone's blocking that, and you know, from my perspective, again, my focus firmly on the things I can control, and what I can control is, you know, making sure I'm preparing a team for a really big game tomorrow night. Thanks, mate.
On that front, I mean, every press conference during this window, we've asked about transfer.
Yeah.
How, you know, a few days left now. How confident are you at this point that something's going to happen?
Look, again, I'd be disingenuous if I said anything other than right now. There's nothing imminent, but that doesn't mean that, you know, there isn't opportunities being explored. Now, again, traditionally, the last few days of any window tend to be pretty frenetic. I'd expect us to be involved in that. Does that mean anything will get concluded? I can't commit to that, because, again, I'm a bit of a distance from it, but, you know, the information and the dialogue I have is that we're exploring all the opportunities to see if we can sort of, like I keep saying, bring some help in for the players.
There were some figures that came out last week regarding money in the club, and particularly on wages being less than some of your competitors, how much you're spending on them. I mean, how difficult a challenge is it going up against those competitors if they're spending more on wages?
You know, again, I'd be overstepping my mark if I started commenting on that, because I think I said to you last week, I think it was you, Tom, that, you know, I'm not within proximity of the financials to be able to give a real clear answer on that. It's not, you know, it's not something that I have any exposure to. I wouldn't be able to know, you know, how our wage bill stacks up against anybody else's. You know, I've always felt where every club I've been, I've never asked those questions. That doesn't mean I haven't known, because, you know, some clubs do volunteer that and give you a clear picture. What I do understand is that, and all I kind of focus on is that right now, where, you know, the club is trying, you know, everything in its power to get somebody in, or at least some help in for the players, and that's where kind of my focus in the broader topic about finances and that. I think it's better that other people at the club speak about that.
Just finally, Mickey coming back. What does he bring to this team? Bringing him in, and how wary are you of bringing him straight back in, given coming got injured against Chelsea?
I'm not wary, because he's got to come back at some stage. Like, we can keep him kind of training forever and never play, and then he'll never get injured. No, that's not how it works. We've done everything, you know, in our power. We did last time too. I mean, I think last time, you know, the thing we kind of, you know, he probably played more than he should have in that first game. And again, in hindsight, the circumstances around that game without rewriting history, were pretty challenging anyway. So, but he's ticked every box. He's worked awfully hard. He's been given clearance by the medical team. Invariably, when you've had one injury and re-injured, you're always going to take a conservative approach, which we have. So, but at some stage he's got to play. What we've got to do, make sure, is just manage his minutes now to give him every chance to sort of grow into it. But he's enormous for us because he's a fantastic player. B, with a lot of these guys who will come back, they're just champing at the bit to help. So there's an energy there, there's a positivity there. So if the other guys who have been on the grind for a while, just having him, like I said, just having him training is a boost, and having him out there tomorrow, I think, even for our supporters, it just gives you some energy, renewed energy that I think, particularly the group of players, the core group of players who've got us through the last sort of 2.5 months, I think it gives us an enormous lift. Really happy to have him back. I think tomorrow night's a good game for him to sort of get back into it as well. European football's a good way to sort of reintegrate him in, and I'm sure he'll do well.
Jay.